Alrighty, how's everybody doing tonight on Saturday, man? How we doing? How we feeling on a freaking Saturday here tonight on the show, man? So yesterday after I got off, a few hours later, it was revealed the big guy so yesterday I made a video talking about how WWE is interested in a bigger star, and that's why they're not so interested in Jay Watt, Jay White. And it turned out it's Kenny Omega, the guy they would be interested in. Supposedly he's in a 4-year deal back in 2019, which it has now expired here in 2023. And the only thing they're wondering because sometimes what these wrestling companies do is that when a guy gets hurt, they freeze their contract until he recovers. So remember, Kenny Omega missed from November of 2021 until what was it, September of 2022. He missed about 10 months with injuries. So are those 10 months frozen? Because if that's the case, then that means the contract wouldn't expire until probably December, right? If you had those 10 months. So that's something they have to look. It's supposed to expire right now, but because he missed those 10 months last year, they could just add up those 10 months, which means it would probably go on until December of this year. We'll see what happens, but sources say people in WWE believe they have a chance to land Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega, back in the day when he was in New Japan, did negotiate with WWE about a potential contract. But obviously that's when, later in 2018, 2019, that's when Cody Rhodes came up with the concept of AEW along with Tony Khan. So, yeah, he was negotiating right before 2018, 2019, he was negotiating with WWE, but then he ended up signing with AEW into, launching AEW. But they believe there's some type of relationship there. They have talked in the past about him coming to WWE, so they kind of have a relationship. So they believe it wouldn't be like, "Hey, nice to meet you. My name is," They have a relationship from negotiating, and they have negotiated in the past. They just couldn't come to the agreement, or Kenny Omega just decided to go with the AEW route, which is something new and fresh. Who knows? Maybe they paid him more money. Let's see here, more stuff. They're saying that so I think, let me go to it. Dave Meltzer, hold on, let me read the article exactly. So Dave Meltzer is saying that Vince McMahon will have an input on the Sami Zayn Roman Reigns match tonight at Elimination Chamber. He says it's a Triple H Vince McMahon called. But Vince McMahon for sure has input in this one. He definitely does. But it's still, in theory, it's Triple H's decision, and we'll see. I don't know if Triple H never been in this decision ever as a creative guy. So yeah, they're saying Vince McMahon could have input in this to make the final decision. You saw that crowd reaction last night, man. It was wild. So could they consider doing it? My thing is, what about if they give him the title tomorrow or tonight, but then they lose it to Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania? That's what I'm kind of worried about, because go win the freaking title in your hometown, but then they're gonna. I just think, because I keep telling you guys, because I think it's a business move to, in the future, try to get more AEW guys to go to WWE. They're gonna want to put the title on Cody Rhodes to say, hey, this can be you, MJF. This can be you, Kenny Omega. Chris Jericho, anybody, John Moxley. So I just think that's how they're looking at it, and so I do think they're gonna they are probably gonna put the title on Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. So what's the point if he just wins it here, and then he's gonna lose it in about less than 2 months at freaking WrestleMania? Yes, you get the nice moment with winning the title in your hometown, but you're gonna lose it literally 2 months later. The shitty ass short title reign, and you see that a lot, right? With freaking like mid Carters, they finally catch the Brit big break, and then they just have a very short title reign. I think what Kofi Kingston actually had a pretty decent one, was it like 4 or 5 months for Kofi Kingston, but usually they're not very long. That's gonna be shit. That's gonna be less than 2 months. If he were to lose it at WrestleMania to Cody Rhodes, I don't know what they do, but they said for sure Vince McMahon does have some type of input. The belief is Vince will just give more of an opinion of what he would do, and then Triple H will make the final decision. We'll see what happens. I think that's about it. As far as the news goes, I think it is. Let me see here. Yeah, I think that's about it for the news. Tony Khan did say last night on Rampage he has a big announcement for Dynamite. My guess, it could be the TV launch of Ring of Honor. That's what I'm thinking it is. He's just gonna make it public, but it's already out. But that's what I'm thinking the announcement's gonna be. Unless he signs somebody, maybe unless he signed Jay White. WWE is so focused on trying to sign Kenny Omega. Maybe he signed Jay White. But or maybe Sasha Banks, because Sasha Banks did say that she after this match she's gonna win the title from Kairi Sane, and then she's gonna take the title to any company. So maybe if it's that, it's gonna either be Jay White or Sasha Banks, now known as Mercedes Moné, if he ended up signing somebody. But I think it's gonna be more of like the launching of the Ring of Honor television show. That's what I'm thinking. Let's see here. Anything else? Here, hold on. Let me see. I don't know if there's anything else. Let's see. I kind of even forgot about the Tony Khan announcement. I just remembered looking at it. That's why I like scrolling down. Let's see here. No, I think that's it. As far as the news goes, that's about it. Okay. So let's, I think we got to do SmackDown now. SmackDown recap. Let me just make sure there's no more news. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's do SmackDown recap. SmackDown. What the fuck, man? I hate when this shit happens. February. What was it yesterday? I believe it was the 17th, 2023. All right, let's go to work. Oh, fuck. Oh, yeah, there it is. WrestleView, that's the one that I like. That's the article I like. All right, so SmackDown from freaking Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Freaking, it was an okay show, but whatever. It starts off with a tag team match for the woman, Natalya and Shotzi versus Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler. People were booing the hell out of Ronda Rousey the whole match, booing her, chanting she can't wrestle. But she had a good match. She kind of did some stuff. That freaking outside the ring apron tornado DDT, she actually did it pretty good this time. She performed pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. At the end, she made Shotzi tap out to the armbar, and Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler win. Remember, there's still rumors going around that they're gonna challenge Dakota Kai and IO Dakota Damage Control. EO and Dakota for the Jesus Christ. EO and Dakota for the tag team champions. But then again, there's also a rumor that match they wanted to do with Becky, Trish, and Lita. They were not able to do it because Dakota's hurt. They might want to do that one at WrestleMania. So maybe a triple threat. No, I don't know what the hell they're gonna do. Who knows? And then we get freaking Hit Row just standing there insulting Montreal, saying it sucks and everything. And the Wyatt family shows up. Freaking Bray Wyatt and Uncle Howdy show up. They beat the hell out of Hit Row. And then Bray Wyatt says, "I'm back in control." And as far as the Bobby Lashley, Brock Lesnar goes, whoever wins that match better run. So I guess we might get Brock Lesnar versus Bray Wyatt now. I'm assuming it would be Brock Lesnar, right? It's a bigger match. Pretty interesting, man. Pretty damn interesting stuff right there. Let's see here. Ariel Helwani was in the fucking show today. He was freaking doing like commentating from like where the fans are with the crowd. Then we get probably the best match of the night, probably the second best segment of the night. Drew McIntyre and Sheamus versus the Vikings. Hell of a match, back and forth physicality, great stuff. At the end, freaking Drew McIntyre and Sheamus win. It was by far the best match of the night. Rey Mysterio backstage getting an interview by Caleb Ruxton. Comes in Karrion Kross. And I think they're going to have a match next week, which I think they already wrestled, didn't they? Man, whatever. That just tells you this feud doesn't really matter because the fact they're going to wrestle on SmackDown and not at Elimination Chamber. My guess is they're going to finally be done with this stupid feud next week, and then they're going to start potentially planting the seeds for the Rey Mysterio, Dominic Mysterio WrestleMania match. That's what I would think. They were just trying to kill this by doing this feud just to kill time. But I would think that's the major plan going forward, that they're gonna have finally that match between Dominic and Rey Mysterio at a WrestleMania this year. And then I would not be surprised if actually Rey Mysterio retires after that. Honestly, would not be surprised if that's Rey Mysterio's final match. Because that would make a lot of sense for him to retire after that match. But anyways, it's like with the LeBron thing, playing with his son, Bronny. Same thing here. What a better way to go out than having your last match be at WrestleMania versus your son. So I would not be surprised if this is it for Rey Mysterio. Asuka versus Liv Morgan. It was a clusterfuck. You had Carmella commentating. Then you had freaking Nikki Cross come in, and she was just all over the freaking announce table. At one point, she said on Wade Barrett's lap. She was hugging and kissing Michael Cole. Very weird stuff. At the end, freaking Asuka wins. Whatever. Kind of weird stuff. Then at the end, they all get in the ring, and all the women from the Elimination Chamber, Raquel Rodriguez, Liv Morgan, Asuka, Carmella, Nikki Cross, Raquel Rodriguez, Natalya, they all just start doing their finishes on each other. Whatever. Let's see here. And then it's the main event time already. Gunther versus Mac. Oh, no, this is not the main event. Well, I think the final match of the night. Gunther versus Matt Cat Moss. Look, I think they wanted to go along with this match, but the fans started singing for Sami Zayn. They started singing his song and everything. I would not be surprised if they just said, you know what, go home early, end this match early. They were kind of going back and forth, and out of nowhere, Gunther hit his finisher, and it was over. It's like, what the hell? I would not be surprised if they just told him, hey, go home. People are not even into this. Let's finish this early so we can give Sami Zayn more time to talk on the microphone. I would not be surprised at all. The people were ready for Sami Zayn. And then let's see here. Then freaking Sami Zayn comes out. He stood there for a long time and just took it in, man. People were chanting. He was back with his original theme. I think at one point they had him muted because they were chanting "Fuck you, Roman." I think at one point he and French, he said, "This is my fucking house, Roman, and I'm gonna beat your ass." Obviously, they don't have to mute that because it's in French. But good stuff, man. It was very good. I felt very energized. I like how they're doing this now, where they're actually going to if they're gonna do 2 shows like in the pay-per-view, and I think it's better to do the SmackDown than the Raw, because I feel people have more energy. They're excited for the pay-per-view. Where if you get them, like, you do the pay-per-view like on Sunday, and then you get them on Monday Night Raw, I feel like they were tired. They're like exhausted from the pay-per-view. So I like this new concept that because they're not do it on Friday, do the show in the same city on Friday, it actually gets the crowd even more excited. They have all this energy, and then on Saturday you do the pay-per-view. It just makes so much sense to me, the way they're doing it now. People can stay up more late on a Saturday. Kids especially, they can watch these pay-per-views on Saturday more. And like I said, it makes more sense if you're gonna do another show in the same city, you do the show before than the show after. I just think people are more excited, more energetic before the pay-per-view than after the pay-per-view. They could even be disappointed after the pay-per-view, right? If their favorite guy doesn't win, and they might have either no energy or negative energy the next night. So I think it's much better if they're gonna do it, they're gonna do it this way. Do it on Friday and then do the pay-per-view on Saturday. But yeah, it was, I was maybe wondering if Roman Reigns is going to come out. They're going to have maybe one final stare down, one final promo, maybe one final brawl, and have the security come out and separate them. No, Roman Reigns was. Maybe Roman Reigns was there, but he was there backstage. Who knows? The Bray Wyatt, Uncle Howdy stuff kind of interesting. I'm assuming it would be Brock Lesnar. Like I said, the Sheamus, McIntyre versus Viking Raiders was good. They did say, well, they didn't say it on the show, but it came out yesterday as well, that Logan Paul versus Seth Rollins is officially 100%. So they said it's 100%, it's happening. So they're probably going to start doing a lot of stuff now after this pay-per-view. This is the final stop. A lot of time they were just stalling, wasting time. But now I believe, starting on Monday Night Raw this week, they're finally going to put their foot on the gas pedal officially and really start giving us all the matches, right? They're going to stop teasing shit, stop having to stall and shit. It's officially WrestleMania season, officially come this Monday once Elimination Chamber is over. Enough with the stalling, time to get to work. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm out like a light. I thank you for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, this SmackDown, I had a feeling nobody, all the guys that are on the paper are not going to wrestle. Well, at least not the big stars are not going to wrestle before tonight. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I'm out. Holla!